When I left my corporate job at 54, at the peak of my earning years, everybody said I was crazy, but it turns out I was not the only one. Gen X women are leaving the workforce in record numbers. The New York Times reports that successful women, many of them single or primary breadwinners, are leaving due to I've got crib notes here, conscious recalibration of priorities. Translation, we're fed up. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Tess, and this channel is all about helping women over 45 reinvent themselves and live their best damn lives. So if that sounds like you, subscribe. So first I'm going to talk about what has led us up to this point, what has pushed Gen X women to want to leave corporate, and then I'm going to talk about why we're taking action on it now. So as a proud Gen X woman myself, I have been working since I was 16. Because that was the legal age where you could work in my state. And my parents were like, well, you're able-bodied. If you want money, you got to go get a job. And that was a norm back then. All of my friends worked too. And I remember my first job was at this go-kart place, and it had an arcade inside. And so it was all teenage kids working there. And so after our shift, we would play the video games because this was the height of Pac-Man fever. And my favorite, I remember, was Centipede and Frogger. And Centipede, I was a pro at. I got the top spot, put my initials in almost every time. Tell me what your favorite was. I'm curious. And I worked throughout college and ever since. And so by the time I quit my corporate job at 54, I had been working for 38 years. And then I was like, am I really expected to squeeze out another 10 or 20 more? So we've been working for decades, but here's the capper. We haven't just been working 40 plus hours a week at the job. Let me explain. So Gen X women were the first generation of women to enter the workforce when the dual income household was expected. Generations before that, the boomers, or even my parents' generation, which was the silent generation, maybe they had two people working at some point, but there was usually one primary breadwinner, usually the man, and then the woman sometimes brought in supplemental income. That's what happened with my parents. So by the time Gen Xers entered the workforce and got married, the household needed two incomes just to be able to support ourselves, just to keep up with the cost of living. Because in the 70s, inflation just skyrocketed. Now, some people might come in and say, well, don't complain, women wanted to work, so now you're complaining about it? Well, no, just hang on for a second. So yeah, we did want to work because we're intelligent beings and we wanted to use our brains, and also we're good at it. But not only that, the divorce rates in the 70s went crazy as well. Up to 50% of marriages ended in divorce. So we needed to work for ourselves to be able to make our own money just to protect ourselves, because there's no guarantee that a man was going to support us. And we didn't want that anyway. So we have women working just as hard as men. But the problem is, while women stepped up professionally, men did not step up domestically. Men did not rise to the occasion to help with the domestic duties at home. Now, I've been married, I've been in long-term relationships, and let me tell you, no man I have ever been with has matched me in terms of doing the domestic household duties. None of them cleaned, they just refused. Maybe one day a week they would cook, if they felt like it. And let me tell you something, they also weren't even that handy. I was a better handy woman. I remember one of my boyfriends was trying to put together an IKEA cabinet, and he got so frustrated he couldn't figure it out, threw the tools all over the place, and I had to step in and do it. And then my last boyfriend punched holes in the walls, and then when he tried to repair them, he did such a shoddy job, I had to go back and redo it all. I did a much better job. So I was not just the cook and the cleaner, I was also the handy woman. So Gen X women like me had a full-time job at the office and a full-time job at home. So remember when we were young and the whole catchphrase was having it all. Women could have it all. We could have the thriving career and the fulfilling home life, and it was all possible. We just needed better time management. Whatever. Do you remember that commercial? This was such a famous commercial, and it went like this. Forgive me for butchering this, but it went, I could bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, and never, ever, ever let you forget you're a man, 'cause I'm a woman. So this is literally saying We got to go to work and make the money. Then we got to come home and prepare a delicious dinner for everyone. And then we got to go and be a subservient sex pot in the bedroom. And on top of that, we were the housekeeper, the nanny, the travel planner, the therapist, and we had to look good doing all of it. I get tired just thinking about it. Here's what we finally realized. We weren't having it all. We were doing it all. Hi, Mom. I'm recording a video. Be careful. Mom, I don't like you getting up there.
Yeah, I can afford this. Something I can afford, I do.
No, don't. Oh, I don't want you getting up there. That's very dangerous. Don't ever do that by yourself. My mom just got up on this bench. Like, she fell today. She just got up on this bench to go reach for something, like stood up on the bench. Hey, it's editing Tess here. I was just reviewing this and I wanted to hop on here because I realized this is just what just happened with my mom was so emblematic of just what Gen X women are going through today. We've taken care of everybody our whole lives, and then now we're having to take care of aging parents, and even when they're doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. And there's this woman, a 76-year-old woman who lives next to me, and she has some health problems and some issues going on, and she has 2 sons, but they just don't really take care of her. They don't show up for her at all. And she was talking to me and she said, I wish I had a daughter, because if I had a daughter, she would probably help me and take care of me better. And again, it falls to the women, right? And, I'm not saying that men never help. There are some lovely men who do help and take care of people, but the expectation is on women. It just always is. And there we go. So back to the garden. So after 30 or 40 years in corporate where we overperformed and put up with a toxic work culture with very little appreciation in return, we were done. And I did a whole video actually covering this whole corporate lie. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it up here and down below. But basically, we're exhausted, depleted, and awakened. We have woken up to this fallacy of having it all and are rejecting society's unrealistic expectations of women. So next I'll share why Gen X women are leaving corporate now at this point in their lives. But before I do, if you are a Gen X woman wanting to reinvent yourself, I put together a midlife reinvention starter kit for you. It is a step-by-step guide to helping you build a life you love. And it's totally free, so be sure to download it at the link below. And let me know if you get it, because I will be so excited to cheer you on. Okay, so we're fed up. Our corporate careers have not delivered on their promise. And there are 4 reasons why Gen X women are finally doing something about it now. Okay, now the first one is what some people might call the midlife crisis, but I don't call it that. I call it midlife clarity. So we are at the midpoint, just about, and we had spent the first half of our lives serving everybody else. And finally we're realizing that didn't really bring us a ton of happiness. So now we want to just focus on the things that are actually going to bring us joy. We don't want to waste any more time on a life that not only doesn't fulfill us, but actively drains us. So we're at the midpoint looking back on our lives and saying, do I want the rest of my life to be more of that? And the answer is a resounding hell no. And the second reason is that we're finally realizing that no one is coming to save us. So we have to save ourselves. We were brought up on fairy tales where there was a white knight that swooped in to save us. But now we know that is a big old lie. In corporate, we fell to the default. That was just what we were supposed to do, what society said was the recipe for success, and so we just kind of blindly went along. But now we realize if something is going to change, we have to change it. If we just kept going down this path of least resistance with our eyes closed, then all of the burnout and the exhaustion and the emptiness would continue. It wouldn't get better. So we are finally becoming the architect of our own lives. And then the third reason is that we have built up 30 to 40 years of knowledge and skills, so we know that we can do it. We finally realize that we are more than capable of doing it. And instead of giving all that knowledge and skills to an employer, We want to funnel it into something for us. Starting our own businesses or our own consultancies, basically trying to build a life that fits our needs, not us trying to fit into somebody else's plan. Something that gives us the flexibility we need and the agency we crave. We just don't want to be owned by anybody else anymore. And then the fourth reason, we got to talk about this, it's menopause. Our hormones have changed. Oh boy, they have changed. So estrogen is the hormone that makes us want to take care of everyone. So when we have a decrease in estrogen, we kind of act extra when we have too much estrogen. Estrogen. When we have a decrease in estrogen, then we finally realize we have taken care of everybody else our entire lives, and nobody has taken care of us in the same way. So now we got to take care of ourselves. It is time for true self-care, and I am not talking about a spa day. We are finally choosing self-care as a way of life, and that's a beautiful thing. So how do you know when it's actually time to leave corporate? When is the best time? Well, there are 7 signs that you should look out for, and I cover them all in this video right here. So be sure to watch that if you're thinking about it. And if you're watching this video, I have a feeling that you are thinking about it. So I will see you over there, and remember, you're a bad mamma jamma.